Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so in the previous video, we talked about 3 things that you must never, ever do under any circumstances. But these are the top 3 things that I would highly recommend doing when you're reaching out to programs. We've already kind of covered this in the previous video, but reaching out to programs is kind of a controversial thing. I personally am of the opinion that at this early stage of the season, it is perfectly reasonable to try to get as many eyeballs as you can on your application, and a great way to do that is reaching out to programs. So let's just get right into it. Hi, I'm Dr. Shaw and I'm a rural family medicine resident, and on this channel I make videos on my journey through residency and tips and tricks of how to get through the match, having been through it more than once. If you like my content, click the subscribe button. Alright, so top 3 things to do when applying to programs. And this pertains primarily to email, but you can take bits and pieces of these if you choose to call programs. But for me, most of my correspondence was through email, so that's what I did. So the first thing is, when you're emailing a program or contacting the program, that is the program's first window into you as a person, all right? So you want to make a very good first impression. So the first thing that I would say is treat an email as a very brief cover letter. Don't make it long-winded, but very, very, very brief. This is the general structure that I would recommend doing it. The general structure of an email that I would recommend: you have the introduction, the sales pitch, and the conclusion. But the key aspect of this is get to the point. Brevity is key. The first category, introduction. Keep this short, 1 to 2 sentences maximum. What you want to do is you want to just introduce yourself, why you're applying to the program, and what makes you uniquely qualified. Don't go over 2 sentences. The second part, this is the meat and potatoes. Sales pitch. You can also think of it kind of like an elevator pitch, which is just like a really brief way of describing what you bring to the table. So what you want to mention in this is, how are your skills and abilities or experiences, pertinent to the role that you're applying to? What can you bring to the table? Why is this position a particular job for you? You can touch on things like location, you can touch on a particular aspect of the program, but you want to boost the program a little bit about what you really like about them. Do you want to do that? And I would say 2 to 3 sentences max. Don't go over it. And the last bit, in the conclusion, you want to just express strong interest in applying to the program. Thank the program for reading your email. That's it. Sign off. And that brings us to our second thing to do. I think that if you're applying to programs, you want to make sure that you're making their life as easy as possible, because they're very, very busy. What you want to do is, after your conclusion of your brief cover letter and you're signing off, warmest regards, Zio Shaw, blah, 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 I would say include your contact information. You know, they already have your email, which is fine. If you prefer phone, I would include it. You don't really have to. But the most important things to include are your board scores and any attempts that you may have, visa status, ECFMG, and AAMCID number. If they find you particularly interesting from your email to them, you want to make it as easy as possible for them to just type in your AAMCID number, pull out your application, and peruse it. Some people actually attach their CV or their ERAS application to the email itself. You can do that. You don't really have to. You want to make it as easy as possible for the program to see your application. So that's number 2. And number 3, it's very basic, but again, it's easy to overlook the importance of it, and it's just something that's very easily fixed. Number 3, make sure you don't have any grammatical or spelling errors on your application or in your email. There was one time, I speak from personal experience, it's so embarrassing, but I was sending an email out to a program director, coordinator, and I was I was really tired. There was a lot of stuff going on during that time, and I was kind of rushing through it, and I misspelled the program director's name. That's so mortifying. Like, it's so mortifying because it's so easily correctable. I'm telling you guys this because it can happen. It happened to me. I was just in a rush. It's not that I didn't care for the program. I genuinely did. But in my haste, I clicked send. And after the email got sent, obviously you look back and you're like, crap, I misspelled the program director's last name. And sometimes the program directors have really long names, and like I'm literally just switched one of the letters, and till this day I still cringe about it. All right, so just to avoid that, highly recommend you check your spelling, check your grammar before you click send. It's something that's so easy, and it's hella embarrassing if it happens to you. I speak from experience. Don't do it. Obviously I didn't hear back from that program, which makes sense. I probably wouldn't reply either if someone misspelled my name, because it's like, all right, dude, come on. But hey, we're human and it happens. If it's happened to you, don't worry, it's happened to me too. But these are some tips and tricks that I think would be useful and helpful when you're applying to programs. And let me know what you guys think. If you have any other tips that you think would be helpful to other people, feel free to comment down below. And good luck. This season's gonna go fantastic. I wish the best for all of you, and good luck. Bye.